put some bass in.
Got a sexy voice on this morning.
Yeah, I was listening to Bruno, smoking out the window.
That was a cool voice.
But good morning. I know y'all expected to see Gary Kornegay. Ryan, I seen your text, but I don't have any control. I'm just the co-host. Arlene is on here.
You're good, brother. We got it.
But of course, Gary Kornegay and the Kornegay family, G2, Kishana, Miss Pat, and Carrie. They're traveling around the world. They going on a world tour. So of course, when his leaders got to step in, we step in. So you will hear from the great Vivian Diaz today, the great Arlene Jimenez today, and of course, your one and only, the youngest $1 million earner, Mr. Bonner. But welcome to Wednesday's training. I appreciate you guys getting on here. Today is going to be a great day. The hierarchy, I'll do that for you, Vivian, because I was trying to, have you back. The hierarchy right now, we're at 108,000 through third by 124 recruits. We definitely have to pick it up, most definitely. We're $1 million hierarchy. I know Gary just threw a big incentive for our hierarchy to go to Cabo for the ones that haven't paying attention, but we have to do $1 million this month in premium, which I know we will do. The 15th, we need to be at $500,000 in production through third, where it's the 7th already. So realistically, we are behind. We should already be at 250,000, including my base shop. As you guys have seen for all my RVPs, I'm speaking to existing Andres, all my RVPs. As all my RVPs we see, number one is almost like 90,000. So we got a whole lot of work to do. I'm sitting there at 20,000 at number two, and I'm feeling like, SIT. That's what I'm feeling right now. He's at 80-something thousand. So we got a lot of work to do, including the regional leaders, the divisions, the districts. We got to lock down every position this month. We got to be number one across the board, every position. That's the only way we're going to get to number one and take back over this company. We haven't lost any grip, but it's December. It's the end of the month. It's like the Super Bowl. Nobody remembers what happened the last 11 months. They definitely going to remember what happened in December. So we definitely got to pick that up and get those numbers back going. So by tonight, we need to be at 250,000, no less than that. So we could coast all the way to $1 million, and I have to push at the end, at 600,000, trying to push 400,000 in 5 days. That's something that we just got to make happen. But of course, we're gonna get this started. Vivian, are you ready, Vivian, to get this thing rocking and rolling? So before I do that, let me give you a proper introduction. This is Miss $400,000 earner, soon to be $500,000 earner. Vivian Diaz. She is somebody that I could say now, because Gary ain't on here. We picked Vivian. I'm just playing. But Vivian, of course, is going to break down the dime theory for you guys. Then Arlene's going to come follow up and give y'all some great information with the precision term. Then I'm going to follow up with I believe booking, getting to that warm market and orientation, things of that sort. So Vivian, I'm gonna pass it over to you so you can get this thing rocking and rolling and set the tone. And I'm gonna sit back and make you the co-host because I don't got nothing to say.
Thank you, Monte. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? This fabulous Wednesday. Let's see if I can share my screen. Oh,
good.
You'll have to. Did you make me host already?
I'm about to do it right now. Let me see.
All right, cool. While he does that, I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. The first quarter is now gone. Well, today. So whatever your goal is, just know you have to be a quarter of that. And halfway point of the month on the 15th, you need to be at half of your goal. Our goal for this month, we're going to make sure we do 100,000. That's going to be our lowest bottom number. BFG knows that we are capable of doing way more than 100,000. And if we do bad, we do bad at 100,000. Okay. Also, I don't know if Monte did mention this. Gala tickets are going up on the 15th. I believe they're going up to 300,000. So please make sure you guys get your people their tickets. This gala is going to be freaking amazing. Every gala that the Kornegay family has thrown. When I say coach goes all out, he goes all out. Like, you're going to feel like you're at the Grammy Awards. Not only that, for those who are competing, for those who are, fighting for their promotion, to be the best of the best in their category, district, personal, top recruiter, fight for that, because these awards are going to be so sick. So they're exciting. So make sure you guys get those tickets before the 15th. Monte already went over the big incentive that he talked about with Cabo. And I don't know about you guys, but I need to go. The last time that Gary threw out that incentive, the last time that he threw out the incentive, it was actually during the pandemic. We were super close at qualifying, but I know Monte and April ended up going. The last time that we got to go I was a regional leader. And it was so freaking fun. And now that they're at London, guess what, you guys? They're checking it out for us so that they know that the next incentive will probably go out there. And I don't know about you guys, but I've never been there. And I'm trying to go, okay? I'm trying to go. I've never experienced as much as I've experienced in life here in Primerica, like literally. So I'm super excited for them, super excited for that. Kornegay hierarchy, we're going to do 1 million A1s. You guys are going to add on to that number as well. I know that Gary doesn't override you guys, but guess what? You guys being in the energy, you guys stepping up your game, it also allows us to step up our game. So I'm super excited for that. And you guys know the holiday season, everyone is in a good mood. This is like everyone's in a giving spirit. This is the best time to get people involved in the business. This is the best time to get people to become clients, and do it before the 20th. I told my team the month ends on the 15th. Okay. Month ends on the 15th. Somehow, once you guys get towards the last week of the month, people start like, oh, okay, I'm planning. No. The month ends on the 15th. We're going to be at 50,000. I threw out an incentive for my team. So hopefully you guys can throw out an incentive for your team that ends on the 15th. Right. And I think that's pretty much all the announcements from there. My topic today is pretty much going over the dime theory. A lot of times people that we sit down with, or people that are interested in applying for life insurance, and this is for a lot of our new people, sometimes you'll get excited and you'll start telling your friends and family, like me when I first started, that that you're getting your insurance license, that you're doing training. And a lot of times, if your family is already interested in life insurance, sometimes they'll say, well, just give me a quote, I'll buy. And you guys don't realize that our company is the only company that actually sits down with our clients. We analyze their finances and we actually show them exactly what they need. Most people just get a quote. Most people just say, hey, give me something that is $50, and people get underinsured. And so never book an appointment and think, oh, it's just going to be an easy sale. My mom already wants to buy. My team knows, I don't care if your family is already interested, I'm going to do the presentation, because people need to get trained and people need to get educated correctly. So doing the dime theory is very important, and you don't need to have a license to learn this. This is actually very simple to do. I'm going to put it up so that way we can do this together. And then Arlene's going to cover a few things on the actual application that are going to help you guys make sure that you cover your clients correctly and you don't underinsure them, and making sure that your numbers are actually grow. Okay, let me log into this. All right, cool. So let me share my screen. I'll do it this way. All right, perfect. Can you guys see my screen correctly? Good. All right, you guys. So also with the quote, the new next gen app, and the way that we do business today, you guys do understand that husband and wife, or even spouses, are no longer on an app together. So you do 2 separate apps, which does mean our numbers should be doubling, because we're no longer combining the policies together. You can still do a quote on the app. It allows you to pull up the full number of what it's going to cost together as a family, but just understand that you're going to be doing 2 separate applications. For time's sake, I've already pretty much made my own scenario in my head. We have a husband and a wife. The husband is 33 years old. The wife is 30 years old. The husband makes $50,000 a year, and the wife makes 35 years, and they have 2 kids. Okay. And so what you want to always do when you're doing the quote is you want to utilize the DIME theory, D-I-M-E. Okay. D stands for debt. So you're going to get the client's debt, their income, right? And actually not this, I wrote this wrong. Their income times 10, right? Because experts say you should leave anywhere between 10 to 15 years of your, or 10 to 15 times of your annual income in a life insurance policy. If they have a mortgage, you add that in there as well, and then their education. So let's say that we are dealing with this husband and wife, and let's just say they have, I don't know, 50,000 in debt, 50,000 in student loan debt altogether with car payments, right? 50,000. Then you have their average annual income. So you have 50,000 a year, 50,000 a year for the husband. We're just going to say that this is Andres, okay? 50,000, he makes 50,000 a year. So 10 times that is going to be 500,000. Okay. The wife, we're going to say this is Joanna. She makes 35,000 a year at her job. So 10 years of that is 350,000. Okay. You have that. And let's say their mortgage, they have maybe 150,000 debt on that. And then education, they have 2 kids under 18 years old. So you want to leave a minimum of 50,000 per child for their education. So 50,000 times 2, that's 100,000. So now you're looking at something like this. Okay, so we're going to add these numbers up. You'll take your calculator, hate math, 50,000 plus, let's see, 500,000 plus 150 plus 100,000. Okay, so just on Andres, right, you have 800,000. I'll write it in red that he needs 800,000. And then we'll take Joanna, we'll take 50,000 plus 350 plus 150 plus 100. All right, that's 650,000 in coverage. And then we do 25,000 on the kids. So that would be the responsibility plan. That would be everything added together. And that would pay off everything, right? Income replacement, we already know this. So that's 500,000 on Andres, 350,000 on Joanna, and 25,000 on the kids. Okay. Legacy. After everything is paid off, they got their income coming in. You want to leave it a little bit more money behind for the children's children, right? So you'll do, oops, we'll do 1 million on Andres, right? And then we'll do 1 million on Joanna, and we'll keep the kids at 25,000. Okay, so now you have the amount that they need. Okay, and then now with the app, they no longer go based off of your date of birth, they just go based off of the age. So if you guys have used on your app, and you guys could do practice apps, we'll plug in age 30, we'll do precision term. Women are automatically class 4, and then a 35-year level plan on Joanna, waiver of premium, kids at 25,000, and then we'll do also Andres on here, our applicant to their age 33, precision term, class 6, 500,000, waiver of premium, and their total payment combined, dang, that's really good. Their total payment combined $162.79. Now with the app, when you click on quote details, it actually separates the quote. So Joanna's payment, she'll have the kids on their plan at $68.61. Andres at 500,000, his payment is $94.18. Okay. And then you'll obviously see the total monthly. I don't know if you guys do this, but I do. For the most part, I put the kids twice on the application. I only do a minimum of 25,000 because if you happen to put on here, I didn't, but if you happen to put 25,000 or 50,000 on both children, it wouldn't make sense because Primerica, at the end of the day, if something does happen to one of the children, they only pay out 50,000 max. So if you do 25,000 on each application, they will get paid out 50,000. So that's 162. And then what you do is you simplify that to the smallest, right? 162.79. Divide that into 30 days. Client is going to be paying $5.42 a day. The Starbucks. Okay. Now let's go to the responsibility plan. And then we'll do the exact same thing. Switch the numbers, go back. Let's see. So we'll put Joanna at 650. 650. And applicant 2, he'll be at 800,000, right? 800. All right, perfect. So that total payment is now $243.78. So let's reduce that to the day by day, 243.78 divided into 30 days. That is $8.12 per day. Okay, and last but not least, the legacy plan. Let's see, we'll put him at 1 million. Right, that monthly payment is $316.69 monthly. So now divide that into 30 days. The client is going to be paying $10, so $5 each, $10.55 a day. Boom. So very, very simple. Now, one thing that Gary has always taught us, especially if you have husband and wife, obviously on the screen, you ask each other, Joanna, God forbid something happened to Andres, how much money would you need to make sure that your family is taken care of, or how much would you want to be left with? And the wife is always going to say, shoot, $1 million, okay? And vice versa. So let them choose each other's plan, because realistically, they're the ones that, the beneficiary is really the client. The beneficiary is really the one that's going to receive the money. So of course, now, just like you want to think about it, right? Primerica has to make a decision. So obviously we can't approve you today, but what we can do is help you apply. Now, you guys do know that upon applying any more than 500,000, Primerica only takes the payment of $500,000. And then when the client gets approved, that they actually end up having to pay the additional amount. So regardless of the fact, if they choose plan C, you'll aim and you'll do the application for plan C, but just know they're only going to take the payment of sort of something like around plan A. Okay. And that's literally what we do, you guys. And once the client applies it or chooses a plan, then obviously you take that and you submit the application via POL. It's very, very simple, of course. Now, here's also another thing. A lot of times, and I'll answer your guys' questions right now. A lot of times, and I've been able to do this with a few of my clients, but I'm so glad that Gary taught us this. Or I don't know who taught me this, but I think it was Gary that taught us this. A lot of times clients will need a lot of coverage, but then you'll see their finances and they'll say, man, I really want plan B, or I really want this, but right now with what we have going on in our debt, realistically, Vivian, we can't even afford that. So if you know that your client needs a lot of coverage, but they can only afford, let's say $100, don't just bring the coverage down and say, okay, well, we'll give you both $150,000. What you should do is you can actually customize the actual application where it says 35-year term. I haven't done it on the next gen one, but on the old one, let me see if you actually are able to. Yeah. So as an example, right here where it says 35-year, 500,000, you could also add a plan. So you can add another one. And then you can customize, and they could still have $1 million in total coverage. But what you do is you say, okay, your base coverage is going to be $500,000, right? You need $1 million, but your base is $500,000. Your kids are, let's say 10 years old. So they're going to be 18 in 8 years. So let's put the 100,000 10-year term. Okay. Your mortgage is going to be paid off in the next 15 years. So let's do 150,000 15-year level term. So you can still customize it. And then as the years go, the coverage will drop. And so, the rate is actually cheaper, but you got to let the client know, like, okay, but when you get to your 15-year term, you're now going to be back to 800,000. And when 25 years passes on, you're going to be now at 500,000. So obviously I don't have time to go into detail for that, but if you know your client needs a lot of coverage, just know that you can literally customize a plan where it can decrease over the years and you still protect them correctly. Okay. So Mari Carmen, you have a question?
Yes. Hi, Coach. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
So can you repeat why we only put down one kid when we're giving out the quote instead of the two?
Oh, okay. So as an example, I've used this couple, they have 2 kids. So realistically, it doesn't matter how many kids the client has, you're covering all of them, but you're only paying for one child. So all the kids are getting covered on there. So as an example, you see how on the quote I put 25,000, that 25,000, both their kids. If they have 5 kids, all 5 kids are being covered for 25,000. I think you could cover up to 10. I don't know. I think you could cover up to 10. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I think that's awesome. Primerica, I don't know any other company that covers you pay for one and then the rest are free. So if y'all want to do a Christmas special and say, hey, I got a Christmas special going on, y'all should do that on your social media. Christmas special going on. Buy one, get one free. You pay for one child, all 7 of them are free. And it's true. I don't know, because a lot of insurance companies do not do that. So did that answer your question, Maria Carmen?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. And then we have Sean.
How's it going, Vivian?
Hi.
Thank you so much. The training is great. Like this practical training helping us bring out the professionals. So appreciate it. So the question is, with the dime, I know you drew it out on your iPad. Do you ever use the calculator that's still on the Primerica app? Because I know some folks may not even know how to use that calculator, but it basically did what you just did with your pen, but it does all the math for you. But are folks still using that calculator?
I don't know. Is that what calculator is that? I don't even know.
Oh, okay. Well, I can show you real quick. You just had your app up. If you go to Primerica on the apps, the actual app, 3 lines at the top. Then if you go down, you'll see where you got Turbo apps, you got Primerica Home. It says insurance needs. When you click on that, the dime calculator is actually still in there, and you can still use it. And then you got to go to the quick quote to plug those numbers into the quick quote. So that way, just in case people don't have it, they can't write it out. They can actually still use that dime calculator in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. I don't know where, but yeah, okay. Well, I'll have to mess with that. But yeah, that's even easier. That's even better
Indeed.
to do. So thank you. I'll definitely
Yes,
look
ma'am.
into. Let's see. We have Greg Hunter.
No, yeah, Vivian, I just wanted to say, yeah, up to 9 kids, Primerica will cover on the child
Okay.
rider.
All right, 9 kids. Hey, if you have 10, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for y'all. Well, you know what? Actually, I guess in that sense, if you have the husband and wife and y'all got 10, 12 kids, I mean, nowadays you don't really experience somebody having that many kids. The old days, you know, they did because they got really busy because there was no TV. So, you know, you expect them to have a lot of kids. So I guess in that sense, you would put the wife have 5 kids on her plan and the husband, that would be like 5 on his. So I guess that would make sense. So yeah, thank you for letting us know. So 9 kids, y'all. Your client says no, that's 10 kids. Say, I'm sorry. One of them just, you know, have a look. Okay. And as far as I'm concerned, I believe now what's also on the Next Gen app is that if the client, if the kid is already 18 years old, we do not cover them, but you can cover them on their own plan. So mom and dad could be, mom or dad could be the policy owner of that. Okay. So we got that going on. Thank you. And then Zoom user, I don't see your name, but let's see. Go ahead.
Hey, Vivian, how you doing today?
Hi, great. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for this presentation. I got a question for you in reference to the dime. So I have encountered clients that say, hey, I don't have a mortgage and I don't have educational as far as debt. I do have credit cards, but that's about it. Do you still have to go to the whole presentation as far as showing them, you know, the 4 dimes?
Yeah, sometimes people don't even own a home, they only rent or their house is paid off, but they do have some type of debt. And I just asked them, like, I asked them, you know, hey, do you have any type of debt outside of your home, like student loan debt, car loans, any type of loans or hospital bills, sometimes they say. And I just asked them, well, if something happened to you, would you want that debt to be paid off or rolled over? And most people will say be paid off. So that is, of course, and then let's say their kids are maybe, if they don't have any kids, I still go over the debt and their income. And you can still, I guess in that case, you got the income plan, the responsibility plan won't be as big. It'll maybe be just a little bit more. And then you still do the legacy plan. Yeah, so I would still go through the whole thing and I would still teach them. I would still teach it because you're still teaching a client, you know, what it takes to qualify versus just giving them one quote. When they see 3, and then you circle the one that you believe that they actually need the most, then, you know, they're going to go based on it because you're the professional, right? If I go to a doctor and they're the professional and they're writing me a prescription, I can't tell them like, no, I don't need that. They're the professional. So what you're doing is you're prescribing them a financial medication, right? So they're going to listen to whatever you show them. So show them all 3 plans regardless.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And then Quinn. Hi, Quinn.
Good evening, Vivian. How's it going?
Great.
My
How are you?
question is, I'm doing wonderful. My question is with the legacy plan. I know there's a income requirement. Do you know that number? Because if someone wants a legacy plan, but they don't make enough money, how do you go about it in that scenario?
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna give $1 million plan to someone that makes, let's say, $2,500 a month, because Primerica is gonna look at their income anyways. They're gonna see, it just has to match sometimes. And I don't know if they still do this. A lot of times, if you do that, it does have to obviously make sense to them, because what they don't want is the client applies and then they don't know. Let's say the client has outside things, assets, properties, they have a mortgage, they have other sources of income. You can still provide some type of note on there that lets the company know in underwriting, hey, this is why I gave them $1 million quote. Because they have this, they have on this debt, because it doesn't show on the application on Turbo Apps. It doesn't say, hey, put down the client's debt. Hey, put down. It doesn't show that. So sometimes you do have to be able to put that in the notes. I haven't had to do that recently, and I don't know if the next gen app still has an option to put notes, but I do know that they do have an email that you can contact the company and say, hey, the reason why this client wants $1 million is because they do own a home. They still owe $500,000. They need this. And then that will let the company analyze that. I know that once you go over a certain number, Primerica does look into that. I do have a client that bought an $8 million policy. I think that's probably the biggest policy I've ever sold. And they go into detail with that. You don't just give someone 8 million just because, and he was making maybe $50,000 to $60,000 a month. I forgot how much he makes. He owns a bunch of Boost mobile shops. And to do that, not only do they ask the income that they made, he needed to show proof of his taxes and all of that. So that took actually like 3-4 months just to even get approved. So just know that if you are going to insure a client over that amount, Primerica does take a look at it, and they do want to know, why does they want so much?
Wait, is there a
minimum?
a monthly income limit for the million, or is it just,
I don't know if anybody does know that, but I know for sure that, if someone's getting over $1 million, at least if I insure them, they're at least making a little over, 6,000, 7,000 or 8,000 combined with their husband and wife. So that's how I would do that.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, so maybe someone can answer that if there's an actual minimum number. I don't know. Let's see, Taria.
Yeah, Vivian, to answer that question, it's all written in the agent reference guide. It shows the income threshold limits based on just income qualification. And then also a change that I figured out in the field a few days ago. I don't know if this was always there, but I don't think it was, but for a third-party owner policy, so for a parent taking a policy out on a child, in next gen, they cap it at $250,000.
Well, that makes sense.
Max, yeah, so the max third party. Yeah, well, I had a situation, they have 3 grandbabies under 5. They wanted $500,000, but they would only, it got all the way through the application. And then once it got to the quote, it gave me an error and it wasn't income. And then it was due to third party owner. So the max you can do now is $250,000.
That makes, yeah.
Thank you for that.
There you go. Oh, Taria, where can you find that reference guide?
Everybody should print that out for next gen because it's got everything in there. Like, I'm still learning. It's a learning curve for all of us. If you go to the training on POL, just click on life insurance, and under like the training, it's called the quick. Actually, I think you can just type it in the search bar. Also, it's the quick agent reference guide. It's a 4-page document that literally has all the technical details on next gen. So I have to keep that next to me because it's still, learning curve and a little bit different. You can also find it in the training module on like forms or something on POL.
Yeah, I'm like looking for it. So we'll actually post the link on the Dynasty group chat. So everybody, these are all great things because I don't even know half of these things. So we're still learning how to get better. So thank you for that. We'll post all of that on the Dynasty. Thank you, Taria. Rudy?
In reference to the third party owner, that has actually always been there. If you wanted to get around that, the parent can still be the payee, but you just don't make the parent the owner. So at that point, you can actually write up to 500,000, but you make the parent the payee, but don't make the parent the owner. That's how you get around that. And also remember the income threshold. It has to match. So if you're going to give 500,000, make sure the income threshold match, and that's how you get around that.
Perfect. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you guys for that. Let's see. Field support, products, life insurance. Trying to see quick things training. Okay, just looking at this. All right, so let's go back to this. So I don't want to take any more time. Thank you guys for your questions. Thank you guys for chiming in. Now you guys have an idea of how you guys should be doing. Most of you guys kind of know how to do this, but for the new people, this is a great way to know how to properly quote somebody as based off of their needs. So go out, and the way you're going to learn it is by going on appointments, of course. So without further ado, we have the one and only new $100,000 earner, soon to be 200K earner, Arlene Jimenez. She's actually going to be covering how to make sure that you cover your clients, making sure that they are on precision term versus power term. She'll explain why you want to do that, and how you can maximize making sure that your client not only is just not saving money, but making sure they're getting the most out of their money. Okay, so I need you guys to do me the biggest favor, unmute yourself and give the biggest round of applause to new 100K earner, Miss Arlene Jimenez.
Arlene.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Vivian and Monte. Hold on, let me. Okay. Oh, thank you. You pinned. You just pinned me, Vivian? Okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Maybe. Let me see. I guess I will spotlight myself. I don't want to, but I got it. I got it. Thanks, you guys. Wow, thank you, Vivian, for that information. I think it's super important to go over that. That actually gives us value to our clients. Hope everyone's having a great morning so far, by the way, or afternoon in the East Coast. We are excited that the Kornegays are in London, and we want to make sure that their trip is as amazing as it can be. And we're handling business here down in the States. And so we want to run this, train the trainers smoothly, ask all the important questions. So everything that we go over today means that we will have a explosive day today. I believe we can do as an organization $100,000 in just today, based on everyone that's on here and after all the great information that we are just going over. So with that being said, Mr. Kornegay wanted us to go over these points. We don't pick topics just to have topics. We actually have a guideline that our coach wants us to go over. And so with that being said, with the dime theory, I hope you guys got that, where Vivian explained that the beneficiary is not the client paying for the premium, right? The beneficiary is your client is the beneficiary. I think that's a game changer. If you use that in your presentation, and when you're closing through the process during the credibility, or at some point when you're walking yourself into that dime theory, when you emphasize our mindset and how we're trained, and we're not just a life insurance company, we're educational based first. And when you're going in that conversation, you want to emphasize that. I said that the biggest difference between any other company and our company is the fact that my beneficiary is my client. This is how we treat our beneficiaries. That should be an eye opener. That should get the person's attention of who you're speaking to, because then they start thinking, man, that you're right. See, you're not going to give me the phone call. Your beneficiary is going to call me. And I take that very serious. So that's how we train our agents, and you have to emphasize that over and over again, because even though we have a best product now, even though our rates have dropped tremendously, right? That doesn't mean that our other companies that are competitive aren't going to drop their rates. We're not going to be the lowest forever, right? So you always want to compete with what we have to offer and the credibility of our company, right? That's really what you want to emphasize. The reason why I say that, because I had to compete yesterday. I saw a quote for $1 million for $165 from a different company. And the person's 49 years old. So $165 for $1 million life insurance policy. I was like, how do I compete against that? Right? So I had to really go into value at that point, right? So with that being said, so when you're going through the quote and actually you move on to the next point, is someone unmuted? Okay, perfect. When you go to the next screen and you start talking about, okay, well, let's look at our quotes and let's look at see what is going to be, you know, your quotes for your particular personalized, customized plan, right? We used to have the options, whether you have no physical or with the physical. And we talked about that a lot. Let me kind of pull up my screen here. Can you guys see my screen? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So when you go into the quote, right, you went over the different, you know, how much coverage someone may need. Miss Vivian wrote already the quote. So apparently we have already done this, right, during the 3 choices, right? So when you go into the quote, one of my biggest pet peeves is always clear the data. So I don't know if your trainers talk about that, but always clear the data. You don't want to mix previous quotes with new quotes. I hope that's common sense, right? So excuse me. When you talked about, you know, giving the quotes, right? And you talked about the differences, whether you choose to have a physical or you choose to have no physical, okay? Before it was term, now in Custom Advantage, that's old news, right? It's either power term. So you see right here, it says power term. That means without a physical. Well, based on the new rates that we have going on today and the instant approvals and the quick underwriting process, you might want to just stay away from power term overall already. Let's just not even talk about it. Let's just really stay focused on precision term. It's okay for someone to go through an underwriting process. It's actually good. You may actually get a better quote when someone goes through an actual physical, because you have real-time health, right? In real time, you're healthy, you're good, right? Sometimes when you do power term, your client may also even get rated based on old medical records. So you do run the risk. So don't just get excited like, oh, someone can get approved right now. Yes, you're gonna pay a higher premium to get more of an approval. But mind you, you guys, even though you choose no physical, the underwriting department may still choose to do a physical. I hope you guys know that already. So if you're telling the client, oh, no physical, and then your underwriting requirements pop up and it says, oh, lab work is ordered, you're like, dang, I just shot myself in the foot. Now how do I go back and tell the client, oh, we said no physical, but what happened was, right? So let's just avoid that altogether. Let's give the client the best rate and give the client more coverage, better rate, and go through a real-time physical. Most people are healthy. Most people are okay with wanting to know, you know, what their lab work reads now, right? As soon as, even if they say, oh, I don't want to do a physical, but then, you know, they go through the process, say, okay, I'll choose to do a physical. The next day, how do I pull up my lab? How do I pull this up? How do I get in contact? They're curious. Most people are curious with their underwriting process. So the reason why you want to stick to precision term now, and let's just not give the option anymore, because you're going to maximize coverage, right? Up to 500,000, right? You give the client the most coverage, you get the better rate, right? And you get credit for more credit premium. You can get up to 100 in credit premium towards your production for the month, right? So now you're competing against, right, being at the lowest coverage, at the lowest premium rate, lowest production, right, for the month, for your promotion, versus let's just do the right job by the client and automatically you're going to get the best production credit for you and the best pay, right? So everyone wins. Everyone wins. The client, the agent, your production, your number, promotion, right? So the next thing that Ms. Vivian talked about is customizing the years. Even if someone may need the 500,000, but may not want to keep a 35-year plan, you can change the plan. Always, always remember, I'm really big on this. Don't lower the coverage, lower the term. Lower the term. I'd rather give someone 500,000 in coverage, right? With the 20-year term. You still may have less premium, less production, but you're not under insuring the client. The more you do less premium, less coverage, the more you do the 100,000s, the 200,000, the more you do that, the more you risk the client not keeping the policy. Let's just keep it real. If you insure me for 100,000, I can get 100,000 anywhere else. I can drop my life insurance. I'll think to myself, oh, I'll get it later, because you're not giving value. Who cares if I, stop my coverage now? It's 100,000. But if I have 500,000, I'm not going to let that lapse. If I have $1 million, I'm not going to let that lapse. 800,000, I'm not going to let that lapse. So as you're putting together the quotes with your new quick quote, that the new system that we have today, automatically males have class 6, automatically, okay? Don't change the classes. Don't change this. You run into trouble here. You start confusing the client. Just leave it alone. Don't even talk about it. Don't even bring it up. Pretend it's not even there. Just leave it alone, right? You want to make sure you change the age, make sure that you change the rate, whether it's tobacco or non-tobacco, right? You put in, let's just say the 500,000, on a 30-year-old, right? On a 30-year-old, right? Leave it at precision term. Always keep it that rate. I wouldn't probably even talk about the option of not going through underwriting, not going through a physical. Just talk about it like, hey, this is what we do. This is how we protect families. This is how our coverage, works, right? I always add waiver premium. And to be quite honest with you guys, I usually just leave it there and I don't even bring it up. Someone may think they may not need a waiver premium because of the couple of dollars. I don't even give them an option. I just automatically click waiver premium. You want to insure a $500,000 life insurance premium policy. Waiver premium is important. If you have 500,000, $1 million, $2 million, it doesn't matter. You want to insure the coverage. Why do you want to insure the coverage? If I become disabled for 6 months or longer, Primerica continues to pay that $83. Yes. Why would you question that? We put insurance on our cell phones. We put insurance on our TV. I never even ever used insurance on my television, but every device has insurance. We forget about insurance. That you order an item, let's say an electric blanket, it comes with insurance, right? You order an air fryer, it comes with insurance, 1 year's warranty. It's just automatic, right? So why do we even talk about it? Just leave it there all the time, right? So waiver premium is automatically added, right? And when you give the quote and the client goes with the quote, make sure you leave the air as well. What is the air? The air is where it's an automatic increase. If you qualify for more coverage for the same amount of premium, why would you want to change that? So I also leave the air on. It doesn't hurt the client. Leave the air on, right? So not air as in AC, but you understand what I'm saying, right? And so this is what Gary really wanted me to go over with the game changer as far as keeping everyone position term. Now, if you really feel like, I don't know, I'm not sure the client maybe they should just go through power term. It probably may be someone that, maybe a little older, maybe have a couple health issues, maybe, you kind of analyze and customize your conversation with your potential client at the time, right? Just use common sense, right? Usually if you have your trainer on, they'll probably know when to move forward with just a power term if they have any concerns or any questions. But let's just use it as a case-by-case basis. You want to maximize at every level, right? You want to maximize the most production, the most credit, right? So that's why we are going to change it to always sticking to precision term. Always stick to precision term, right? Any questions?
Hi, Arlene, I have one.
Okay.
So you said for premium class to leave it class 6, no matter if it's female or male?
No. Well, if it's the female, leave it class 4.
Class 4, okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? So I really wanted to go over again the mindset. it is always better, right? I've experienced this several times where you give a quote to a client, right? You go and you choose precision term. This is why you want to go with precision term no matter what, right? Because if their client is healthy, if they answer no to all the questions, just like how you would do with power term, they answer no to all the questions, they're going to get approved. So just do it without a physical. Well, with precision term, you still have those great opportunities. You answer no to all the questions with precision term. Assume that the client's going to go through a physical. They're all good, right? They don't have any medical records. They don't have medical history, right? Pending, none of that. And guess what? It still comes back approved without a physical. I had someone approved without a physical for $400,000. Someone got approved without a physical for $500,000. So now you gave them the best rate, the most coverage, and now you're going back to the client, say, hey, guess what? Primerica waived your physical. You are already approved. No more underwriting requirements necessary. How much better does that look for you to deliver that news to your client? And let me give you the best rate. And we all have great stories. We all have great stories. I'm sure Miss April has tons. I mean, you guys wrote like 30,000 like in a day, I think, right? Right? We all have amazing stories, right? But this one for me was awesome. We, with Naz and Chad, we wrote up a client, 31 years old. We went with precision term. She wanted the $1 million coverage, right? But she just kind of had to figure out a couple things. So we applied for the $500,000 first, right? Goes through underwriting. Guess what? She got approved for the same rates, $70 for $975,000 in coverage, you guys. Isn't that amazing? I couldn't believe what I saw in my eyes. I was like, what is this? Or probably it was $997,000. It was a couple dollars off $1 million. So she did go through the physical. What if I would have just said no physical, power term, 31 years old, 300,000? What if I would have just said that? She's not married. I mean, excuse me, she's engaged. They don't have a child, but she does make over 6 figures a year. So she needs the $1 million, even though she doesn't own a home yet, and even though she doesn't have the children yet, but she's getting ready to form a family. So she understood after our presentation that she wanted the $1 million just by covering her income, 10 times your annual income. Whoa, I need $1 million, just like that. But what do? 31 years old, 300,000, power term. Let's just do that policy real quick. No, let's go through the whole process. Now the client is what? More committed to us. Now her husband is going to, fiance getting the increase. He didn't get the discount, right? Because he's a male, but still, even though we gave her more coverage, same premium, guess what? We're going to use the difference from hers and apply it to the fiance now. You see, you still keep your clients. That was huge for me. I have another young lady. She's on our team. She's 22 years old. She wanted to participate through the 100K run. She's like, I'll get insurance. She's 22, right? She doesn't live at home with her mom anymore. She moved to Los Angeles with her boyfriend, right? She doesn't have any actual responsibilities, but she doesn't live at home with mommy anymore, right? She's on her own. She's handling her, her thing. She's doing her thing. Same thing. We put her in a small little policy, even a 10-year term. She's 22. She's like, I want to just do something. I can't get a big old policy, but something. So we applied for life insurance for 10-year term, right? Just to keep her rate about like $25. Guess what? She went through underwriting. Again, who does that, right? Why would we go to underwriting for a 22-year-old? Let's just do power term. But she's like, no, I want to do the physical. She got approved for $500,000, you guys, for $22. Is that crazy? So you want to stick to precision term. Let them go through the underwriting. Let them get the great news. Most people would be able to qualify for these great premiums, these great quotes, the great coverage, the great product. It's a win-win in all areas, right? So let's use Primerica in the most positive way and say, you know what? This is good for you. Go through, and our underwriting process is taking 2 or 3 days. I had a young lady do her physical on Friday and she already got approved on Monday, right? So these are great things that you want to take advantage, lock in. And the more people you get through underwriting faster, the more referrals you're going to get, the more recommendations you're going to get, the more people are going to come around and give you more activity. So I hope that helps with explaining why you want to go with precision term. Don't even entertain the thought of power term. Get the most production, right? Premium towards your promotions, right? Get the most coverage for your client. Make sure you leave that air on, right? And then even when they're approved, right, through the process, you see that instant approval or where it says you already approved for 300,000. I believe there's a little, I haven't tried it yet. Maybe someone has tried it, but there's a little pin there. Maybe you can give them more coverage right at the time that they got approved during the application process. I've been wanting to do that. But you can, I think you can edit right in there and change the coverage because it gives you that little pin at that moment. So thank you guys so much. It's a great pleasure an honor to address you guys now as as the vice president and give you some kind of, knowledge about this, all the good stuff that we have going on. I appreciate you guys. Mr. Monte, take it over.
Well, thank you. Give it up to the wonderful Arlene, the wonderful Vivian Diaz. They did a hell of a job. They always make it easier for me. If I could have, she already know Vivian, know Arlene would have known how to let them go the whole way and just got the last 10 minutes. So that's just what I would have did. But of course, I know y'all want to hear from me. So I'm gonna talk about something so we get some instant activity because we got to get to.
She's still pinned, Monte. She's still pinned.
Let me see. There we go. Oh damn! Now I'm on the spotlight. So look, it got too close, Shane. I was so I'm gonna talk about getting some production. Within that production, I'm gonna talk also about orientation because a lot of us, Shane, I always say, I'm gonna talk to you because I can always feel your energy. It's always lit. A lot of us, we consider a recruit an IBA. A recruit is not an IBA until it's coded. Right, a recruit is not a recruit till they got 3 levels deep, right? So the ultimate goal with my organization when we're recruiting people, and as a whole, I think that we all should be doing it. Maybe we are doing it, maybe just not enough, because I know it's always room for improvement. But when orientation, when you taking a new application, you get a new direct. The ultimate goal is to conduct them to get on orientation in the next 24 to 48 hours. Most of the time, realistically, if I'm being honest, most of the time, the Lalas and my organizations, the passions that y'all know, the Rashondas, the Annas, the Amelias, these leaders that's in my organization, the number one thing that we focus on doing is really trying to orientate you the same exact day. Because why? It's not that hard to get you to do to make a list of top 25. That's what orientation is. Let them know, okay, the proper etiquette on getting on Zoom, the proper etiquette on being the best, I say, professional appointment setter. That's all my people are. In training, you're a professional appointment setter. Your job is not to sell on how good the product is. Your job is not to sell on how good the opportunity is. You're a professional appointment setter. That's what you are. So every conversation I've been having, even in the DMs, I'm gonna give you my secret, because I feel like, guess what, I give them the game, they still ain't gonna beat me at it. That's how I feel. That's how you're supposed to be confident about yourself. So guess what I say, Andres, in every DM? Hey, how you doing? They say, well, what do you mean? How you doing? What do you do for a living? Oh, I do this, blah, blah, blah. What do you do for a living? Oh, I own an insurance company and I put people in business for themselves. Oh, okay, so what would I be doing? You're gonna be a professional appointment setter. Is that something that you could do? You book the appointments, I do the talking, and you introduce me. Can you do that? I could definitely do that. So the ultimate goal on orientation is to uplift their confidence, because most people join Primerica not knowing if it's gonna work out for them. Whether they come in they got so much faith, Andres, but we realize that the faith they thought they had is not really activated until they start getting some no's. That's when we see if they really got faith. I got faith. I'm a Christian-based person. I'm a Catholic-based. I got faith. When I come in, I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna win until somebody tell them no. So the orientation is preparing them for all the objectives that they're going to hear while they're trying to book these appointments. So my job, the first thing I'm going to do, I recruit a Lala. I'm going to say, hey, so what? Lala, I know I asked you during orientation. I might have not asked you during that recruiting appointment because we were just so excited by taking your application. But I want to know, what have you heard about Primerica? Because now guess what I know? Lala gonna tell me the truth now. Now she gonna tell me what her cousin did say about Primerica. This is a scam, or they scammed me out my money, or they did this, or I never made no money. I know on orientation, I'm gonna get that out of her. So guess what I know? Or if she never heard it, Princess, I'm gonna tell her on orientation. So this is what you're gonna hear about Primerica. When people say they want to do their research, they're gonna go research, and the only thing they're gonna research, all the positive things, they're gonna just find one negative. It's a scam, pyramid scam. And it's one of those pyramid things. So you address the elephant in the room on orientation. You prepare them, not that you're preparing them from failure, because some people will say, Shane, well, why would you tell them that on orientation? Well, would you rather your daddy tell you that if you go out and steal something from the store, you're gonna go to jail, or you rather go to steal something from the store and then go to jail and realize, damn, daddy, why you didn't tell me that's the repercussion for stealing? I'm gonna tell you up front. So now when you go on and ask your cousins and your uncles and the negative Nancy's, guess what I know now is in your mind? Oh, Monte already told me they was gonna say this. He already told me they was gonna say it was a pyramid scheme. But guess what? I know what companies on stock in our company. I know what companies, do business with us. I know what product we physically sell. So if you believe in Primerica, then guess what? No matter what anybody says, when you try to book an appointment, it's not gonna sway you from not doing Primerica. That's the biggest thing, is getting them on there and giving them that confidence. But also, a lot of us ask, well, how do you guys get so much, production out of, so few recruits? Because I think last month we did like 98,000, 99,000, something like that. It wasn't 100, so it don't matter. But 98 or 99,000, something like that, by like 40 recruits. And for my organization, we are very, 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 very good at internal consumption. Because number one, Shane, when I get on Zoom, guess what I know? If I chase people will always bring me sales plus people. If I chase sales, you tell me one millionaire in Primerica that made $1 million off of referrals, because I've yet to meet one. So guess what I know? If I chase people, then by default, people gonna bring me people plus sales. So when I get on there on Zoom, most people might say, well, coach, why are you not trying to get them to get their insurance the same 10 minutes that they got their application for the IBA? Because guess what I know? When I get on orientation, the first thing I'm gonna say, Shane, is, hey, you want to be the product of the product. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, are you gonna sell something you don't believe in? I don't know. Oh, let me give you a better analogy. Because I know we all got one of those crazy uncles and the crazy cousins and the crazy parents. The good kind of crazy though. And they're gonna ask the right questions. Maybe not the question you want to hear, but they're gonna ask the right questions. Well, Andres, do you own Primerica's life insurance? Nah, I don't. Why the hell are you trying to say that to me if you don't believe in it? Because that's what my crazy uncle told me. Thank God I had Primerica. But I had a lot of appointments, Shane, when they don't get the policies right then and there, and we go on Zoom, and their uncles ask that question, and I look at them, I ain't lying for you. You better tell your uncle, because you don't got the problem. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell your uncle you don't got it, because I need you to get it. Yeah, your nephew don't believe in it, and I'm trying to get you to believe in it too, but he don't believe in it. Uncle, actually, I was getting mine after the appointment. Yeah, now you was getting it after the appointment. So when we get off the appointment, now they getting the policy. Because guess what? They don't want to go through that embarrassment again. And guess what? I'm also letting them know who don't want to make money from themselves. Hey, look, we're going to do your policy right now. We're going to fast start your promotion. By the way, your wife need a policy too. Thank God Primerica don't bundle it no more. Your wife need a policy too. So guess what? That's 2 policies for you. Let's go recruit 2 people so you make your first $400. That's the ultimate incentive. Is making money from yourself. Now, are they getting the money just right then and there? They're not getting it right then and there, but they getting it right then and there. If you get what I'm saying, they're getting it right then and there. Because guess what? All I got to do, Natasha, go show somebody, have you made any money in Primerica yet? Because you've been in there for 2 weeks. Yeah, actually, I just made $1,200. Oh, what did you do? Nothing. I'm a professional appointment setter. So everybody trying to find all the right things to say. You can't be all things to everybody. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. But I'm a professional appointment setter for the first 60 to 90 days. Do you know how much confidence that gives people to know that I'm going to be on the call doing the talking? So you mean to tell me all I got to do is book the appointments? That's all you got to do. Do you need me to tell them about life insurance? If you tell them about life insurance, I'm going to kick please don't say nothing about life insurance. Do you want me to tell them about the opportunity? I don't even want you to tell them about nothing. Do you got credibility is all I want to know. Yes or no? If you tell somebody to show up at 7 o'clock and it's It's 6:30. Are they gonna show up? Yeah, okay, that's all I need to know. I don't need you to sell them on how great I am, because I'm gonna sell them when I get on. But when I get on, you better introduce me like I'm Mayweather when I get on here. You better give me the best introduction. So you better set the best appointment, make sure they camera on. That's number one. Orientation, you have to set the stage for your people to set the stage for their people. That's what orientation is. You have to set the stage. I'm about to be going all over the place because I'm getting all these thoughts that come in my head. You know, we don't take no notes and just come out, just oozing out. Orientation is setting the stage. So when I get on orientation, let me show y'all for the ones that don't. I'm gonna give you my secrets. I want the whole hierarchy to win. I want to compete. I'm gonna be honest. That's just me. If y'all know me, you know me. Because I help anybody for sure. So that's what it look like. So my orientation, I got help from this. I got help on this orientation, so I got to give credit where it's due. Andres, thank you, brother. This is a long time ago. But look, this is what I just set up on orientation. So I'll start off right here. I'll show you what it looked like for the ones that don't know. So guess what? Introduction. For all my agents, they have the same thing. Introduction. Oh, who are these people? Oh, these are the regional vice presidents. These are captains of the ship. Okay, cool. This is our direct number. Cool. Then I go register the apps they need. I do the Telegram, the time tree, all the great apps they need. Right? Boom, getting promoted. The key steps to getting promoted. The key steps. Anybody, you can teach this to anybody. The key steps. Okay, look, each trainee must observe 10 to 15 appointments before they go get their license. That's just my pitch. 10 to 15 appointments before you go out there and get your license, before you go out there and take your test. Because guess what? If you haven't seen 10 to 15 appointments before you go out there and get your license, and take your test, things in that sort, I'm gonna be honest, you're an anchor, not an asset to the hierarchy yet. Because why? You have a license, but you can't move anything. That's like having a gun and a 30-round clip and can't put no bullets in it. You can't go to war with us. You gonna sit in the foxhole and I'm getting shot and you ain't even got no bullets in your gun. So 10 or 15 appointments at least gonna put us in that position to where at least I know, Shane, I'm not trying to send you out there by yourself your first 30 days. But some people can go out there by themselves the first 30 days and go take an application. At least go do an IBA. So just in case, let's say, for instance, I'm training 6 generations deep and I can't be there and do the orientation, or I can't be there and take that quick application because it's Thanksgiving, because it's Christmas and your cousins just came over for Christmas Eve and you say, look, they want to join the business. They got the 120, 124. I don't got to explain too much to them, but you can explain it to them tomorrow. I need you at least know how to take an application. That's simple. So 10 and 15 appointments, guess what? I'm already grooming you to know how to do an appointment. So when I am doing that orientation, when I am doing that application, guess what? Like my new guy Justin just went district. I got him already doing his own applications. Give you control, bro. These your people. Hey, fill out their socials, fill out their banking information, do all the stuff you need to do, because I'm gonna show you how to do what I know how to do. So when I'm no longer there, or I can't be there at that point in time because I'm being dragged everywhere, at least I know you know how to take the application. Now, I tell all my people, Arlene, we ain't going on here just to talk. I could talk to you all day by myself. We going on here to get results. That's what you gotta let your people know. We're getting on Zoom to get results. Not getting on here just to talk and give a bunch of presentations to 10 to 15 people. No, those 10 to 15 people, I'm looking to recruit 6 of them. I'm looking to get 6 policies. Now it can be the same 6 or it can be a separate 6. But guess what? I know if they join the business, they have to get policy with me. That's mandatory. You know, we say, oh, these meetings ain't mandatory, but if you want to win, they are mandatory. It's mandatory to get some insurance with me if you want me to work with you. Because why? I can't do business with somebody that don't do business with me. So the mindset is you have to get them promoted and understand that these 10 to 15 appointments are going to make them feel more secure. They're not running around like a chicken with their head cut off when you are not answering the phone. Oh, coach, my coach not answering. I'm just cancel the appointment. No. Go ahead, because it's still your credibility. They're still buying you. And if they buy you, then guess what? They're going to join anyway. Then let me come back on the back end and fill the passes that you didn't fill. That's what it should be. Not, oh, I'm so dependent on my RVP. I'm so dependent on my district. I'm so dependent on my region. I'm so dependent on my division that I'm just not going to do the appointment. I'm going to just cancel it because nobody's answering. That's one thing I never did. See, the first thing I had to ever learn was Gary said he was going to help me do an appointment, and he was going to help me. He actually did when I was done. But he told me, go in there and I'm going to help you. When a girl comes, I'm going to start it with you. I started it. Guess what? I did the whole appointment. I probably messed it up. She probably only joined because I was looking handsome that day, Shane. I don't know why she joined because I know I probably messed it up. But guess what? It gave me so much confidence that I never asked Gary again. Unless I need him. Hey, coach, look, I need you to flex. This old dude out here, he don't think I'm really making that money like that. I need you to tell him as a millionaire that I'm making money. I'm still interdependent. But guess what? That gave me so much confidence whether I said the wrong thing, 1972, 1955, whatever year I said at that time. I was confident though, because she didn't know that I didn't know what I was talking about, because even though I didn't know what I was talking about 100%, I was so confident talking about it. Confidence is everything. That's one thing you can't buy. You can't buy confidence. You can no matter what you put on, no matter how good you smell, what cologne you got on, what car you drive, you can't buy confidence. That's something that you gotta. That's something that you gotta form. Either you're born with it or you gotta create it. So, number 3, tell them about the $200. Who don't want to get paid? Look, everybody we ever recruit, every one by one we do, and I make it simple, Shane. I always say, look, for every $84 policy and everybody that pay $124, guess what? That's getting you $200. Just keep it simple. Let them understand how simple it is. But also, I like to always show just the illustration, because I'm a visual learner. I believe pictures is worth 1,000 words. Let them know, what that 1 by 1 is doing. You're making $200. 3 by 3 is doing. You're making $600. 5 by 5, et cetera, et cetera. But making that list, qualifying the list, I think that's the most important. I got something going on right now. And you guys will see us produce the next 4 to 5 RVPs in the year 2023. I promise you that. So we'll be an SVP, the NSD to be exact. I'm gonna be honest, by November of next year. It's happening real fast, better, more than you can see. We might even take those 3 slots that Gary got. So that's how it's gonna go. Qualifying the list. The best people, I heard Bill Render say something, and I've been on it though. It's crazy. Before you got on the call, I've been on that. It's married people. Those are the best people. I'm just gonna be honest. Now, I'm not married, so will I fall into that list? I'm not qualified either. I'm 25, but I ain't qualified. I got a little job. I ain't qualified though. I ain't married. But guess what I do know? I got a lot of married people under me. Passion and Pappy, married, right? My mother, April and Sammy, married, right? Amelia and Fredo, married, right? Rashonda and Cedric, married. Lala, we're gonna get her married. She married to the game right now, so we ain't worried about that right now. She married to me. I'm her cousin. I'm her cousin coach. She married to me. That's the only game she need to be married to. But most of my dominant regional leaders is married. And guess what they got under them? Married people. So he's got a leg going under Passion, and everybody under Skylar, which is under Passion, except one young guy, which is my young protege. He's 20 years old, Eric. Everybody is married. Lincoln is married. Tim is married. Even my direct Justin, he's engaged, fiance, my age. So he making me step up. But I ain't ready yet, Justin. So don't pressure me. But all my guys are qualified. Kids, married. Now, is everybody gonna have everything listed? Kids, married, homeowner, they should be employed. They should have an active bank account. Other than that, active bank account and employed, guess what? They need life insurance. If they don't got no active bank account and they're not employed, that's chargeback central. Leave that Charlie Brown alone. But homeowner, married with kids, if they have any of those things, I'm gonna just be honest, married with kids, because I understand my folks, we ain't all got it together. Everything ain't together. But a lot of us is married with no kids. A lot of us with kids and not married. Nothing wrong with it. I won't judge. But guess what I do know? If you have a life, if you're living, if you're breathing, you have the need for life insurance. I don't care especially if you're 18 now. Guess what you have to have? Your own policy. Primerica don't let you get on your parents' policy as a brand new 18-year-old. You got to already be on the child rider if you did not know that. It's new now, but they used to add an 18-year-old, 19-year-old. Now, if you're at the 18 or 19, you have to get an adult conversion policy. You cannot have your own, you cannot be a rider anymore, being 18 now trying to get on there. But if you had it since you was 2 years old all the way to 25, it does activate. But does not for that reason. So 18-year-olds need policies too. I remember at a point in time, we was insuring 18-year-olds for $1 million, $500,000. Hey, now go and make sure they get the right quote, because it's a win-win for us. But the markets that I always stay in, the hot market, I just say that's the most credible market. I always tell people, who is your most credible group of people? Who is the most credible group? Who can you call right now, no matter what the situation was? If you was broke down on the side of the freeway, if you was in harm's way, if you was in any danger, if you just needed a helping hand, if you needed somebody just to show up for you, if they was gonna be there for you, whether you win, lose, or draw, just people that are invested into you, who can you call? That's your hot market. Those are the people that ain't gonna try to give you, 1,001 scenarios on what you need help with, why they need to help you, what you want, why you calling me, or what you need help with. Those are the people that's just gonna say, hey, yeah, when you need me, I'm available at this time, I ain't available at this time. What you got? Okay, I'm available. Okay, cool, let's make it rock. I'm gonna send you the Zoom right now. The people that you want to talk to right now, your pillar stage, is your most credible market. I just had somebody come in. Thank God Vivian then was doing the meeting, the first 20 hour of the meeting. I had somebody come in. I just literally took an IBA while they was doing the meeting. Because guess what? He came in. He said, "Look, bro, I heard about Primerica. I just ain't never heard about it in this way. Two sides of Primerica, bro. I've never heard about Primerica this way. I tried it before, but guess what I said, Shane? We don't try things, we do it. There's a difference. This ain't what do you call it? This ain't wine tasting. We don't try things. We do it over here." So I know what, now I'm setting up a market, I'm putting his mindset. He said, well, I'm credible. He said, my boy Tim knows that I'm very credible. I got way more than 6 people. Yeah, you got way more than 6 people. I like to hear that. Versus I only got to do a 6x6. See, those you don't want to lower the rim for your people. If they say, oh, I only got to do a 6x6, then you already know they're gonna try to do bare minimum. But if I got way more than 6 people, guess what I know? He's not worried about the money, because he's gonna get paid in percentages and money. $1,200 ain't what he worried about. He's seeing, oh, I got credibility. I'm gonna book the appointment and you gonna do the talking? Oh, hell yeah, I can do that all day long. So guess what? Are people requesting you to do their appointments? Downlines to downlines to downline. I want you to do it. RVP. I'm such my RVPs. You should be working as hard as me. But you probably not, but it's okay. It's a little challenge for RVPs. Probably not though, it's all right. Warm market though. Some of y'all might you do it different, but I call it the cynical and my skeptical market. The warm market for me is cynical and skeptical. That's the people that, Shane, you go make some money first and then you show me a check and then I might do it. They still ain't gonna never do it. Then the people that say, my sister, cousin, friend, dog tried it and it didn't work. Okay, I'm not them. Those are the people that they want to see you do good, but never better than them. So guess what? No matter if you bring them $1 million to the table, they're going to think it's fraud. They're going to think you got in because you're lucky. You got in at the right time. So you got to get at them things at the right. Then the people, you just leave them alone. Now me, I'm a little sick with it. Sorry, I got a good sickness. I like talking to those people. I just like talking to them because guess what? If Andres tell me this is the uncle that's super negative, Mr. Negative Nancy, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get on there and say, and Andres told me he was gonna be a tough one. Huh? Yeah, Andres told me he was gonna be a tough one. So guess what I know now, Natasha? He's finna lower the whole rim of toughness because now I just called him out on his own stuff. So now guess what? He might be the first he might be the first person that buy life insurance around Andres. Because I just said, oh, he told me he was gonna be a tough cookie to crack. You ain't even that tough. You actually cool. Yeah. So now guess what? He didn't lower his guard. That's what I got. I'm like a python. Now I'm finna snap and get you. Yep, I'm finna get that sale real quick. Finna get the IBA. You said Primerica was a pyramid scheme, huh? Andres told me you said it was a scam. I never said that. Me and Andres texted. Yeah, he did. He lying. Get him. So guess what? I like talking to those people. I got a little sickness. But then my lukewarm market. Those are the open-minded people. Those are the people that I love talking to because they always open-minded. They call it the super positive people. Can't nothing stop them, nothing move them. Hey, I just want to win. My brother, I know he credible. So whatever he say, I'm gonna get on there and listen. That's a great market as well. And then cold market, some of y'all, I like the cold market. I'm gonna be honest. I do, because it's just unpredictable people. This can be strangers at stores, which I like, flexing with my guys sometimes. Hey, watch me go get his number. I bet you I'll turn him into a district before you turn Timothy into a district and you've been knowing him for 7 years, right? I like flexing on my guys. I like showing them, show and tell. Because guess what? I'm not going to tell you to go fish and not show you how to fish. I'm going to show you how to do it right. So guess what I got? I got somebody like Anna. This lady goes out every single day, co-market, and go fish every single day, 10, 15 numbers. See, but here's one thing, Natasha, she ain't getting 10 to 15 numbers and then telling me, I got 10 to 15 numbers. She's setting up 10 to 15 appointments for real every single day. Now, she might get dark Zoom 5 out of 10 of them, but guess what? The other 5, she talking to people. They might not have the money, and guess what? Most people say, well, hey, coach, I don't think Anna know exactly what she's doing. There's people that can possibly say that. I don't know what Natasha knows exactly what she's doing, but guess what I know? She doing more than your ass doing. She might not know what she's doing like the way I'm doing it, but she's doing more than what she's doing. So guess what? Before you get good, you got to be bad. Before you get great, you got to be good. She already passed the bag because she good now. She know how to go did IBA. She know how to get it. She know how to do a life insurance sale without me. So guess what I know? I replicated myself upon her, and she's in South Carolina. I never went on prospecting with Anna, but guess what? I went prospecting with Anna. She's on the phone going to the mall, and I'm, hey, Anna, say this. Okay, coach, that's all I need to know. She says, Alpha, I don't gotta babysit her. See, if your husband ain't telling what Anna's husband telling her, if Cliff tell Anna, hey, you call Monte too damn much. Dude, leave it alone. I said, no, Anna, you don't call me enough. Call me even more. Bother me, blow me up. Bother me, blow me up. Guess what I know? You're gonna get the most results. Now, I'm gonna stop with this and I'm gonna open the floor. This is the most important thing that I like talking about. Is Zoom etiquette, getting on Zoom, how to qualify an appointment. You as the new recruit should be telling your family members, friends, coworkers, whoever these individuals are that you putting us on here with. You should be letting them know. Have your camera on, please. Do not be driving. Be in an area where I can hear you. The baby's not crying in the background, the TV not playing, y'all not playing dominoes, y'all not yelling outside, drinking. Get me in a good setting. Let them know who they getting on here with. It's your job to set up the appointment, because guess what? The way you set the appointment is how the value is gonna be. So if you get on there and say, oh, this is just the little homie Adrian. I need you to talk to him real quick. He can make a little money. Man, your people ain't getting on there with no respect. You got to set the appointment up. Hey, look, this is a 6-figure earner. I'm on my way to be the next regional vice president. Look, he took his time on his day because he's so busy training 1,000 other people. Who cares if I don't even got no more appointments? And he trained 1,000 other people. This is the only time I can get his time. So, Uncle, I need your undivided attention for 30 minutes to an hour. Can you give me that? Simple. It's simple conversation you have to have. You have to set the appointment up with your people. Now, any questions? I know y'all want me to go for another hour, but I can go. But I'm gonna open the floor up because this is Gary Kornegay show. I'm just chairman right now. Question. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Go ahead, Anna. Like I told you, see, that's why Anna. See, I told you.
Oh, I got a question. I had a young lady who just joined. Leandra is her name. Mm-hmm. I invited her. I'm not sure if she's in the Zoom or not, but she was doing good for the first 3 days. But after that, she did mention the day before that she had spoken to her family and told her that this was a pyramid. Mm-hmm. I already had mentioned everything to her before, that was going to ask. I knew her family was going to say that. But how can you make a person, once they join, know that these things are going to come up and not to fall into their family thinking and have them, from doing Primerica, basically?
That's a good question, because I just literally just had that situation too. I'm glad you asked that. I'm gonna be honest, Anna. I grew up in Compton, California, right? So, a pyramid scheme. You talk about Primerica? I came in here and I just looked at the facts. Okay, so I gotta do a background check. Okay, that's number one. Because if it is a scam, I want everybody that got felonies and misdemeanors. If this is a scam, because guess what I know? They know how to scam. just being honest. They know how to get it. They know how to cut the corners. So I'm not gonna ask you, mama, for a background check. We sell life insurance. We sell a product. We make no money from a subscription. Primerica does, though. We need to talk about that for sure. Gotta give us some of that money. But we don't make no money from that. And we do a background check. And we're selling life insurance. So a lot, like I had that situation with a young guy. And really, Anna, it was not that Primerica was a scam. I got down to the bottom of it, and I realized that his mother just wanted him to complete the golden dreams that she couldn't complete for herself. Oh, you know what, son? You need to focus on football and going to school, because you know you're the only one in the family that ever went to college. Why are you guilt tripping your son? This ain't taking nothing away from football season is over. How is he not focused on football season no more? But then I said, look, bro, just give me 90 days. Give me 90 days. Give me 90 days. And if it doesn't work in 90 days, because at the end of the day, what do you want for yourself? Do you want the golden dreams that your mother and father have for you, or do you want something for yourself? So you got to have those real conversations, and you can't save everybody. Like I told him, I said, bro, I can't fight against your mom, you know, because you can't come live with me. But you are in college. When you at your dorm, you at your dorm. But I know you like coming back home on the holidays. I said, so your mother, let's try to book another appointment. We tried to book another appointment, Anna, with his uncle. The mother actually found out and blocked the appointment. So I said, bro, it's not that she don't believe in Primerica. She just wants you to complete the dreams that she couldn't complete for herself. She's putting it on you. You know, me, I was willing to have that tough conversation with my mom. I said, mama, you know, and this ain't for everybody, so don't try this at home. Mama, we broke. I mean, I appreciate what you and daddy did for me, but you ain't never got no money when I asked for none. And you're a nurse. If they pay you in biscuits, y'all heard the story. Yeah, I really had that conversation with my mama. She probably wanted us to, you know, kick my ass, you know what I mean? But I was willing to have that conversation. So everybody is not going to be able, you're not going to be able to save everybody. You know, it's just some people that see it, some people that don't. And honestly, you want the people that don't care about anybody else's opinion because they want to win so bad. And that's not going to be everybody. So like Gary always told me, only thing you can do for the poor is not be one of them. That's what Gary always told me. A lot of people don't want to be saved. A lot of people, you see the opportunity. It's kind of like what do we call it? It's kind of like the Underground Railroad. They see it, Anna, but they're afraid to go on the other side. Because what if I don't make it? Well, you stuck here at the plantation. If you don't make it, guess what you know you got to go through? You got to keep going through this. But if you do make it, guess what? The other side is freedom. So on that other side of fear is something great, and most people are afraid to go through the fear to get to something great. So you just can't save everybody. You just, hey, look, I'm gonna keep you around. You know, keep you plugged in on the Zooms. I'm gonna keep sending you the Zooms. If you get on, you get on. If you don't, hey, you'll filter out, but you got to make it hard to quit and easy to come back.
Thank you, Coach. Do you mind answering 2 more questions, or are you limited time?
Yeah, keep your hand up. I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Shane.
What up, big dog? Phenomenal training, man. Hey, one question. So when you're doing the orientation, are you role playing with the new recruit on what to say and how to say it? And how many are you setting appointments right then and there with them? And how many are you setting?
Yes, sir. So when I first question, when I am on orientation with them, I am definitely role playing with them. You know, the best thing I always like to start off with, Shane, is talk to your people how you talk to them. I'm gonna give you just a little script to go out there and talk to them, so you don't, you know, try to give a haircut over the phone or foam out the mouth. But the little script that I do give them is, you know, hey, I'm in training to get my license. You know, I got to observe about 10 to 15 appointments before I do that with my mentor. Cousin, are you available to help me with a 30-minute to an hour training? Now, it's always best to call, though. I hate when people text, because guess what I know how to do? If you text me, you can't BS a BSer, right? So if you text me and ask me, can you help me? I'm going to ask you, what do you need help for? I'm trying to get all the little underlining reasons on why I don't want to help you, because I'm going to figure out if I'm busy or not after you tell me what you need help for. But if you call me on the phone, this is my role play. If you call me on the phone And just how I break it down to them. Anna tell you I did it the same way for her. Said, call your people on the phone. Like Gary told me. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, auntie, how you doing? I'm doing good. How my uncles and them? How my cousin and them doing? They doing good. They doing good. Well, look, auntie, the reason for my call is I need your help. Would you help me? Well, baby, what you need help with? Auntie, I need 30 minutes to an hour of your time with me and my mentor. I just started a new business and I got to observe some training appointments. And I know I'd rather mess up with my family first than to mess up with a stranger. Would you help me? You got time today. Simple. That's the simplest process. I'm not giving you the whole script on, hey, I'm in financial services. You know, I own my own business. You don't own nothing yet. You ain't in financial service either yet because you don't got a license. I just need you to use your credibility, a professional appointment setter. Your auntie love you. Yes, if she love you, she gonna support you. And if she don't support you, you might realize that your auntie don't love you. I don't know. They say start a business, you're gonna find out who your real friends and family is. So I do on that. And I think you asked me another question. You said, do I role play with them? And then what else?
How many do you try to set?
So that day, usually if I don't get them, orientated that same day, the next day I'm gonna definitely get on with them. Like I got one, I did an IBA yesterday, got one tonight, orientation. What I usually do is I have them make their top 25 list before we get on orientation. I'm telling them that in advance because guess what? That's all I'm gonna tell them on orientation anyways. Even though I'm giving them all the download and apps to download, the appointments they need to be on, the ultimate key is to have you make a top 25 list. So I'm gonna make you have a top 25 list before we even get on orientation. Hopefully, if it's that same day or that same, 20-minute period, then of course I gotta wait till your list come back. But I'm not gonna wait for you to contact me and say my list is done. I'm gonna contact you and you got that list done. Let's get it going. Oh, I ain't get it, man. What you waiting on? Come on, let's get this thing rolling. I got to get you promoted next week. You don't got next week with me. It's the only week you got that I'm free because next week I'm gonna be training 1,000 other people. So I try to at least book 3 appointments with them. Not trying. Let me stop saying that. I make them book at least 3 appointments before we get off Zoom. And that 3 appointments are either gonna be, I don't care if it's the same day or within spread out in the next 3 days. But you got to get 3 appointments booked. 3 appointments booked before I let you get off this call. And I want to hear you make the call. I want to hear what you're saying. Don't walk out the room when you come here. I'll take your application. Don't walk out the room so I can't hear what you're saying. I need to hear what you're saying right here, right now, because that's going to tell me if you're getting the results or not. And if they're not getting results, guess what I know? They're not saying what I told them to say. You tell them about buying life insurance. You tell them about it's an opportunity they can make $100 million tomorrow. What are you telling them that for? I didn't tell you to say that. So ultimately, get them to book that 3 appointments and have them make that list before we even get on orientation is the key. So then at least I'm not now wasting another 24 hours waiting for you to make a list when you already made your list. And now we can get right on it right then and there. And if you're in the same state as me, or pull up to the house, pull up to the office, whatever the case may be, let's get you some results. And usually, Shane, I always, use that flex, which it happens every time. I recruit somebody new. Like I've been working on this new leg with Skylar and Passion. Got a young guy named Timothy, him and his wife Janelle, married, of course. I got another couple under them, Jose and Samantha. I'm about to get into that market. It's about to go down. And he first day I recruited him. The next day we went to go do a meeting, the IBA, of course. And the guy was like, yeah. And I didn't know if Tim was coming over here to sell me a policy or what. He said, but I got like 5 of them. But shit, I would have bought it anyways because it's him. So guess what? We leave that appointment. I break down the whole business. He like, let me think about it. He called him yesterday and say, hey, bro, I'm ready to do Primerica. So guess what I know? Credibility oversells everything. Credibility beats everything at all times. So find people with the most credibility. You'll get the best results in Primerica. Any other question? Any question? Keep it going. Keep it going. You got me on the. Got me. We got Miranda, Viviana.
I have a question.
Go ahead. How you doing?
Good, good. So I'm new in the company. Actually, my husband's been in the company for a while. But I have a question. So I have a 3-year-old son, and I'm always out in the street, like when I go take him to the park or something. And he catches a lot of attention. He's like, people like to go to him and, so how would I say that they're, talking to my son? How would I approach them? How would I start a conversation with them? Like if I'm already having a conversation, how would I approach the whole business with them? Like, what would be the first question I would ask them?
Most definitely. I think that's the best thing that I do. Is it's kind of like it's kind of like premeditated. I do some things like, in that example, when with my son, and they're like, oh, he's so cute, he's so all the kids around him. I just, have simple conversation like, how long y'all been in the area? I've been here 5 years, 6 years. Okay, that's cool. What you do for a living? You don't mind me asking? I'm a constructor. Okay, cool. We gotta get our kids together and play a little bit more. I see we in the same area. I always see you at the park. Are you married to your job, by the way? I will go in for the kill. Are you married for your job, by the way? What you mean by that? Like you do it, just to pay the bills, or you love it? You want to be there for the rest of your life? I mean, I like it, but it's more of the bills. Okay, so what if I could offer you, make a little bit more money and have a little bit more time? Would you be interested in sitting down with me? I'm a business owner. Oh, of course, most definitely. I always keep my options open. Well, let's exchange numbers real quick. Or even on the insurance side, I see a mother of 3, and let's say you a mother, and they're playing with your kids. Y'all both sit on the bench, from this angle and that angle, and y'all go over there and start talking to each other. I would ask her simply. It's more easier when a woman's asking another woman. I would ask this conversation. Hey, I see you got 3 beautiful kids like mine do. You live in the area? Most definitely. Well, hey, do you have life insurance for you and your kids? I'm a life insurance agent. I own an office in the area. I'm looking to make sure we take care of the community and give some wealth back. Are you interested in leaving generational wealth? Most people will say yes. I've yet to have a lot of people say, no, I'm not interested in generational wealth. I ain't leaving my kids nothing. Not right then and there. Now, we had it on appointment sometimes, but not right then and there, especially from, the place that you're coming from, more of a sacred place of, I'm trying to give you something that was given to me, mother to mother, father to father. So that's an easier conversation to have, when it's not, being so broadly about just the business, just about the insurance, when there's something in the middle of it that's, keeping it, a level line to where they're not just like, are you just trying to sell me something? Or are you just trying to give me an hour? Well, our kids was playing first together. I just happened to open up a conversation, and I tell you what I'm doing, you tell me what you're doing, and then I offer you an opportunity if you want to make some money with me part-time or get some insurance with me, things in that sort, get your number, get my business card. So I do it every single day. Like sometimes, I go to the gas station and, sometimes I just do it, sit in my truck, get out, and they like, well, what do you do for a living? Well, what you want one of these Maseratis like this? Hey, let me get your number. I'll put you in position. So it's a lot of times I do it. Me and my mother used to go to the malls. If I see somebody, a young lady with some nice shoes on, I'll say something like, ooh, hey, where do you get them shoes from? My wife would love to have them shoes. They think my mom and my wife. Hey, mama, get her number real quick. Cool. Mom will get your number. We're gonna do some business together. I do it every day still today. If I see somebody like, mom, we need to get her on the team. You go talk to her. She could think I'm trying to get at her. Go talk to her. Go get her number. We do it all the time. So you just gotta learn. You just gotta learn how to leverage your playing field. If you see something you like, oh, that shirt nice. My husband will love that kind of shirt. Where'd you get that from? By the way, what you do for a living? I feel like I've seen you before. I feel like I've seen you before, but you never seen me. I feel like I've seen you. You live around here? I do it all the time, and they be like, yeah, you look familiar too. No, I don't. You ain't never seen me. But anyways, get your number. So that's how I would do it when it comes to that. So it's not so much of a, she's trying to sell me life insurance. She's trying to give me opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Go ahead, Anna. Your hand's still up. Go ahead, Anna.
All right, Coach. 2 questions. One of them is I've been posting a lot on social media. Of course, one of them said that I was doing fall advertise. Because of course, I'm not giving all details. It's just basic, right? We keep it basic. So what's the best way to deal with those kind of comments and not affecting others who might be interested?
I always like to say when people say, what is it that you do? I say Primerica. Have you heard of it? So guess what? I know whatever I'm gonna get right then and there, I'm gonna get. I ain't trying to convince you to jump on Zoom with me so I can have you hang up in my face. I ain't trying to convince you to just give me your time of day, because guess what? There's more people that want my time of day like I want their time of day. So most people say, well, what is it that you do? I do Primerica. Have you heard of it? Oh, never. I never heard of it. Well, look, I can't break it down to you over no DMs. I would love to get you on Zoom. I'm gonna give you more information since you heard about Primerica or never heard about Primerica. That's a good thing, because today I'm gonna take you to church and bless your life all day long. You didn't hear me say, I tell them it's Primerica. It's Primerica because guess what? I have nothing to hide. And like I tell my people, if they don't ask, you ain't got to tell them, because I'm going to tell them when they get on Zoom anyways. You ever heard of Primerica? What you heard about it? Pyramid scheme, scam? What you heard about it? I want to tell me the good, the bad, the ugly. So guess what? I can get that out your head. So now when we get moving forward to this presentation, now your mindset is only about what the business can do for you, not what everybody else said about the business. So the best way to kill that is it's Primerica. You know, and most people, yeah, they heard about Primerica, but they never heard about Primerica. They just heard what somebody else repeated to them. So for that, when people say misleading, you know, tell them it's Primerica. Well, what do you do for people? I put people in business for themselves. I own an insurance company. I need you to be a professional appointment setter. Can you do that? What's misleading about that information? Because I ain't lying to you. You are setting appointments. You're a professional appointment setter until your license post. And even when your license post, you're still gonna be setting appointments, because we're gonna be doing the talking, because we don't want you to mess it up.
Okay. One more. I know I had a gentleman here who's already an entrepreneur. I see him every weekend in the mall because I go every weekend. I know that he will be great for this awesome opportunity. How do you think that I can get a better closure with him as far as bring him back and maybe joining the team?
Okay, let me ask you this. Now, has he communicated with you and, you know, gave you his cell phone number or anything of that sort?
Yep, we had a Zoom call with him. You were on it with him. And, you know, I talk to him all the time. I'm really cautious with him, no matter if, you know, he told me no. But I watch him, observe him. You know, he got that work ethic that I need.
Is that the young guy I talked to? I think, yeah, the young guy. Okay. I mean, you know, you could keep just shooting opportunity at him. You know, the worst case scenario is, you know, he never told you, you know, no, he really just said more not right now. Which is a no too, but it's a nicer no, just a not right now, meaning you can ask me later, but just not right now. I mean, for him, you gotta show and tell. You just gotta go honestly, like Gary said, documentation beats conversation. You just gotta go continue to make some money, some big money. Go out there, you know, make 5,000 a month, make 10,000 a month, and go to the mall. Like, look, you sure you still want to clean these shoes? I just made $10,000 in 20 hours. You sure you still want to clean these shoes? You sure you want to tell me not right now, or you want to think about it? Because look, this is what I just made this month by insuring 10 clients. So for them, you got to show and tell. It's not a flex and tell, it's a show and tell. Look, this is what Primerica has done for me. You told me no 3 months ago. That was an I'm making that you could potentially make. He want to see you make a 10,000, you know, a 15,000 a month, because he can't never make that at that cleaning them shoes. He probably can make an extra 2,000. He can make an extra 1,000, maybe even an extra 3,000.
He said he made 5.
Well, let's just say 5. Let's just say he making 5, which he probably ain't making 5 at no damn all. But let's just say he making 5. Guess what? You got to go make 10. So you can say, well, look, you made 5,000, quote unquote, but you probably won't show me a check. But you made 5,000. And you probably work 60 hours a week. I make 5,000 and I only worked 5 hours this week. So you just got that. People got to show and tell for you to get the result that you want, which is him on your team. Because I showed him already. The proof is in the pudding. He just probably he can't touch me. He can touch you. He probably can't see himself where I am right now just yet. But making an extra 10,000, he can see that. So he's got to go get you some more documentation, which I know you're going to go get.
Got him. Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Viviana, Michael, which one, whoever wants to go first.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hello.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. I'm sorry. Is that me now?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I just want to say, man, great training. One of the most down, just 100% trained out persons I've been jumping on the Zooms. I mean, you know, I can tell, man, you're definitely product of Gary, man, and man, you're killing it. I just want to say, I don't know if anybody else say, but man, I want to say I'm proud of you, man. And I haven't, but just real quick, I love your presentation. My wife and I, we've been in it now for about 3 months, and we're doing pretty good. You know, so we did 5,000 last month. And so we're really pushing in to get to that next level. We came out already division after we got our license. And just, you know, my thing, man, I love your presentation. I don't know if you're sharing that with anyone when you do your recruitment. Second thing is, are you doing it like when you say your Zoom, are you recruiting in groups? Or are you doing like individuals? Because we did one with our family. And I can tell you we got 0 results out of that. So
most definitely. I'm definitely doing both. Like honestly, the last 3 weeks. The last 3-4 weeks. I've been doing group presentations, but in person, like live op nights again. You know, I going to one of my downlines homes. His name is Lincoln under Passion, who's on the Skyler. And I've been doing group presentations. I probably didn't seen, honestly, in the last 3 weeks, probably every Wednesday and Thursday, 2 a week. We've been seeing probably like 10 to 20 people every week. So I'm probably seeing like a numbers game. But I do like the group presentations, but I also still like one-on-one. If it's certain people, like I have no problem with doing a one-on-one. And certain people that might say, Michael, you might say, look, my brother, he don't care. You could do to him in one group. Not all the time, but 90% of the time it's gonna work. The fear of loss when it comes to insurance, that really don't work. That don't really work. If your cousin get an insurance policy and you like, well, you know, he got one, I think I should get one. Yeah, you think you should, but you probably not gonna move on it. But if 10 people comes to a meeting and 9 of them and 7 of them join or 9 of them join, that one person is also gonna join, because guess what? The fear of loss, because if y'all all win and I was here when y'all got the same opportunity and I don't win with you, or I don't take the opportunity as well, then guess what? I'm gonna feel like, damn, I was there and I missed my shot. Right. So a lot of people, the fear of loss does work when it comes to the group. You know, because I like knocking 2 birds. I want, you know, 2 birds out one stone. Because it feel like op night to me. You know, I like being in the room with a bunch of energy, a bunch of people. But I don't mind doing a one-on-one either. I still do those all the more than likely, you know, 90% of my time I still do it. But I still encourage my guys to do op nights. So I have been having, you know, this one leg on the Skyler doing op nights every week. So I've been going now from Inglewood back to Rancho, just doing op nights at every home, trying to get the most results.
Right. No, that's good. That's good. Now, what about your presentation? Do you share that with anyone?
Yeah, I do. I actually do. So if you are in our group chat, in the Kornegay, the Dynasty group chat, or the A1s, you can send your email, and I can send it in there, and you guys can.
He is Raul Avila.
Okay, I think he's in there. Yeah. So that won't be a problem, most definitely.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
Vivian, go ahead. I see your hand up. I know you had it for a little while.
Yes. Hi. Amazing training. I really appreciate it. I am so happy to be here. So my question will be with young people, and you know that most of the time young people have a very cold market. What do you do in that case? Because I've been struggling with that.
So now let me ask you this: are you the young person with the cold that you are recruiting with a cold market?
Somebody that I am recruiting with a cold.
So people that, like, let's say for instance, like Anna has a warm market, but more of her market was also cold. So for her, she goes out and prospects, she goes out and talk to people, Instagram, social media. But if for a young person that has a cold market, I like to say the people that got cold markets just don't have a lot of credibility in their family. or their family is not very credible, just to be honest. Call a spade a spade. For people say, well, I don't have a warm market. Really, you just telling me that you don't have credibility with your family. And it's not because you're a bad person. Maybe they just know that you be jumping here, jumping there, doing this, doing that. So people with cold markets, honestly, and only a cold market, just don't have a lot of credibility. So most of the time, I would give them about a week. I'm not giving up on them, but about a week. I'm gonna try to get them to get promoted. We're gonna focus on getting, the activity, get results. But if we're not getting none in a week, I'm gonna just send you to class. Because why? It's easy to get you to get. It's easier for you to come back as a licensed recruit than it is to get you to come back unlicensed, to go back through the stage to get licensed again. So I'm gonna go send you to class directly. Now, most people, they might look at it as, oh, I failed. No, you didn't fail. We're just not gonna do it the way that we did this one. But don't compare yourself to the way that Passion got promoted, or Shonda got promoted, or Lala got promoted. Don't compare yourself to the way they got promoted, because your success ain't gonna be based off of their success. So I'm gonna send them to class. Look, go get your license. Boom, it's been a week. You didn't got at least a few appointments. Nobody really joined. Nobody got a policy yet. At least you just seen enough. You've seen enough of something to where we can send you to class. You go get your license. So now when you get licensed, we gonna still go out and get you promoted. I'm not gonna not help you. We're gonna still get you out and go there and get you promoted. Now I just know what, I don't gotta write the sell no more. Shane can write it. I'm just gonna do the talking. So the ones for the cold market, don't give up on them. Send them in class. Go get them licensed. You got to go equip your army. Not everybody is going to be the general in your army. It's going to be a lot of soldiers. Everybody not going to be the sergeant. You need a lot of soldiers. So, the person that don't have the greatest market, a cold market, not a lot of credibility with their friends and family, they might meet somebody throughout the way. Because not always who you recruit is who they recruit. Not everybody found that one diamond in that one direct. That diamond they usually is 5, 6, 7 generations deep. Now I got lucky and found a diamond in the Passions, the Rashandas, and the Amelias. I got lucky finding those people because that was the one that I went and got there. When I went on and got, we got all of those people directly. They wasn't given to us, wasn't a roll up. We went and found those people. But I got a lot of people as well, Vivian, that don't have a lot of credibility. But I send them to class, and throughout the time, they recruit a business full of strangers. They get promoted, and they still go out there and become rock stars. Like Avery, my little sister on my team. She didn't have the most credibility with her family, not because she a bad person. Just her family is how her family is. But guess what? She built a business with strangers. Got on social media. Somehow this girl posts this one video and gets 100,000 followers in a week. And now she always got an appointment. She always got an IBA. She always got somebody coming in. It's agents now that write sales. And I'd be like, who the hell is this? And I call Avery. Who is this person? Oh, she been licensed. Why the hell you ain't tell me? Who is this person? So a lot of people you're going to find in that market, that their cold market eventually turn into their warm market due to social media, due to their personality. So that's the best way you can handle those individuals, but don't give up on them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So that is my time. It is 11 o'clock. I appreciate you guys getting on here and listening. I know I ain't Gary Kornegay, but I still appreciate y'all getting on here and give it up to our leaders that spoke, the Vivians, the Arlenes. Guys know what we got to do, the A1s, the Kornegay hierarchy. We got to take back number one, every position. So let's lock it down. We are at 100,000 in through first by 124 recruits. So we need to be at 250,000 tonight by 250 recruits. So I know we will do it. AON will have another $10,000 a day. So when you look up at the scoreboard, we'll be at 28, 30,000 today. I hope all my other RVPs follow the lead because we going and we ain't stopping. But you can hit you onto this freight train. We just ain't stopping for nobody. So I'll see you at the top because the bottom too crowded.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach Monte. Excellent training.
Powerful time.
Excellent.
Thank you.